Yo, we are back here at the Metro Tech OK CBS Coaches Show. Here on CBS Sports Radio 105.3 FM at the Chickasaw Bricktown Ballpark. Brought to you by Kai's Concepts. Listen, whenever you purchase Kai's Bar, you are helping your community. Also by Perry Broadcasting, Oklahoma City Dodgers Foundation, Dick's Sporting Goods, Impressions Printing, and Big O's Barbecue. Listen, we have a packed show, but before we start, let me say happy birthday to Cindy Elder, who just turned 21 years old. Okay, CPS Middle School Athletic Director, but we have U.S. Grant Cross Country. We have State Qualifier here, and Aiden Lozano. We also have Cameron Pearson and head coach Stephen Cookson. Hey, guys, how are you doing tonight?
Doing well.
Well, good. So glad to have you guys here on the show. So, Coach, you brought these athletes out tonight. So how long have you been at the U.S. Grant? And tell me, man, how did you get into coaching cross country?
Okay, it's been a long adventure. Golly, I got to U.S. Grant in 1995.
1995. All
Yes,
right.
sir. Yes, sir. I've coached football, I've coached girls basketball, and I've been the boys soccer coach for 23 years.
Mm-hmm.
So I was asked to come and do the boys cross country, and you have a lot of things in your life, like it's like, golly, I'm busy. And I was at a point early on where it's like, I don't really think I'm going to want to do this. But once I was talked into it, I got in there. I really enjoyed a lot.
Absolutely.
Really exciting. It's more than running.
Yo, sure it is.
You're never too old to learn. Thought I had too much on my plate. Eddie Wright, Cindy George, a lot of people downtown, my athletic director, Coach Legesse, who was a former student.
Yes.
I was talked into, you need to be the cross-country coach. It'll help your soccer program.
Yeah.
So I have some of my soccer athletes out there, and I got to meet these two gentlemen while I was doing it, and we have a real strong girls team, too.
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely. Well, Cameron and Aiden, Cameron, I'll start with you, and same question for you, Aiden. When did you get into cross-country, and how has it been running cross-country at U.S. Grant, and also a state qualifier? Tell me what that's like.
I just got into it after the summer, and it's been great. It's been awesome, and going to state is unbelievable. It's been awesome too.
Absolutely. Aiden?
Yeah, I've been running for about a year. I was looking for more improvement, but yeah.
Sure. So what encouraged you guys? What was the impetus for you to start running cross country, right? Because cross country is a little different from track, right? It is much more, in my opinion, a little bit more grueling as it relates to cross country. So Aiden, I'll start with you and work my way back to Cameron. How did you get started? What was the thing that attracted you to cross country?
Since last year, so my coach, he coaches at Southeast, so his name is John Zaire. So I just had to do cross country kind of for him.
Sure. Cameron?
Well, one of my coaches saw me run in track. He was like, you're good, come run cross country. And I was like, yeah, sure.
And so 3 to 5 miles a day, here we go, right?
Yep.
So tell me, what does that cross country workout look like, right? How many miles are you putting in daily? What does that look like? And I'll start with you, Aiden.
Oh, for base training, I was kind of training alone half of the time, but yeah, it was probably about 7 miles on day basis, and then I had a hard workout later on with them.
Gotcha. Cameron, what about you?
It's been maybe 2 or 3 miles every day for cross country, but yeah, after when I wasn't doing football anymore, it started going to 3 miles.
Gotcha. So, Coach, what does training look like for a cross country coach? And obviously, I know that you're new and you're getting into it, but what is that practice? Tell me when they show up. Tell me what that looks like.
Yes, sir. It's not just so people would go, I'm coaching cross country, I'm just going to tell the kids to run. It's not all about that. We do different things different days. We've built a little 2.5 mile course on our campus, and we kind of keep expanding it.
Mm-hmm.
So we could do, there might be a day as we're building up, we run the 2.5 mile twice. There's also times we'll go to the track and we'll run we'll run a mile, and then we'll run 2 800s, and then we'll run 2 400s, and then we'll run 4 100s.
Sure.
We just do different things. There's a lot of conditioning and stretching with it too. We're in the weight room once, twice a week. One thing about cross country a lot of people don't realize, and it reminds me, and I'm still learning, but it reminds me a lot of, you can't really cheat for the test, okay? So we're not going out there. A lot of our events are on Saturdays.
Yeah.
We're not going out there Thursday and Friday and going, hey guys, now it's time to put in 5, 10 miles.
Yeah.
Because the work should have already been put in.
Absolutely.
And that's why we start in July 15th, generally around when we start. And then we'll start having our events like All City right around middle of August.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
So Cameron and Aiden, tell me what it was like, the experience that you had by qualifying for state. You know, kind of walk me through what that day looked like. I hear there's 100+ runners. What does that look like for you guys?
I was nervous.
Okay, Aiden, tell me. I'm sorry.
I was nervous. So right as soon as I stepped on that line, there was a lot of people, 100 people, and it's like, honestly, who wants it more?
Sure.
So like that was the thing I was nervous about, if I didn't want it as much as other people during the race.
Gotcha. Cameron?
Yeah, it's nerve-wracking on that line right before you're about to start running. And everybody's fast and good, so it's just whoever wants it more is going to get it.
So as track athletes, you qualify for state at U.S. Grant. How does that feel, right? How do your peers view you with that kind of accomplishment, right? I mean, were there things that were said or done in the school? They make this big announcement over the intercom, hey, we got these state qualifiers. How does that make you guys feel among your peers, and how do they respond to that?
This man made it to state.
Yes.
But I wanted to chime in on this.
Yes,
so
sir.
we have a girls team with probably 15, 20 girls.
Yes.
It's building up, and some are here, some are not, different levels. And the boys team might have 10, 12, 13 guys. We're just still, in my situation, I'm building a program. One thing I was real proud of, even though Cameron was our only state qualifier, we had to get a bus and take the other athletes to root them on.
Absolutely.
So we've created like a family atmosphere there. And like you see on Saturday mornings on your NCAA football with the heads and everything, we had people on the course and other athletes that didn't quite make it to state this year, but we're hoping they get there next year, but they were waving the Cameron head. So we tried to create that kind of atmosphere for Cam.
What motivates you, Cameron and Aiden, to run, right? Because running a 100-yard dash or running the 400, right? But to run 3 miles, 5 miles, that's kind of a different mindset. So what is your motivation for running? What is that thing that kind of keeps you going?
That's a deep question. Right off in the back of my head, probably again, my coach.
Gotcha.
There. Yeah.
Cameron?
What keeps me running is thinking about the future, like getting a scholarship to go do this after high school, and my coaches as well. I want to do great for them, So.
Absolutely. So, Coach, tell me your conversation, right? Because you don't hear a lot of city schools talking about cross country, right? But people do. Universities give scholarships for these events. So what is your conversation with these athletes as it relates to preparing them for college?
Definitely. Okay. There's a lot of, just like I coach boys soccer.
Sure.
And it's very similar with cross country. It's not just everybody's going to go to OU, Division I.
Absolutely.
There's lots of schools that have programs, but for sure it's things like behaving in the classroom, keeping your grades up, doing the things you need to do so that when that time comes, joining Oklahoma Promise.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, all kinds of things like
Absolutely.
that. Yes, sir. So that's kind of the conversation.
So, Cameron and Aiden, tell me your best moment thus far of your cross-country career. Something, it could be state, but give me one of those moments where it was like, man, this was cool, whether that was all city or whether that was another track meet or a cross-country meet that you did extremely well or learned something. Tell me what that moment was for you.
For the 3 meets, I think it was my first 3 meets, I didn't improve on them, and then it was like I did improve on them, but that was like the amazing moment.
Sure.
And then but yeah.
So improvement, Coach, and I'll get to you here in a second, Cameron, right? Those incremental things that happen in the life of an athlete, whereas some people think that, hey, it's not a big deal to improve or, a second or 2 seconds or 5 or whatever, but those are really big because now the athlete is developing and gaining confidence like, hey, man, I'm getting better at this.
Yes, sir. The crazy thing about this is one thing I want to add. The crazy thing about cross country and what I've noticed just from my short time in there, like how an athlete can improve. I can remember being a young teenager and working on the bench press, and you're only able to bench press 70 pounds, and then someday you work your way up to 150, 200 pounds. And cross country is very similar. I remember some of the guys, and particularly the girls' side, their times at the All-City event, and then, golly, a month later, they're running 3.5, 4 minutes faster.
Sure.
So, I mean, sometimes, and I guess I'm getting to my point, we go to some of these events that are just exciting, like the Mustang Night Run, and there'll be over 200 runners. And in some cases, man, it's like, I know I'm probably not going to be in that top 20.
Sure.
And we talk about this.
Sure.
We talk about this with athletes, but it's like, golly, this time when you run, as opposed to when you ran at Lawton, the Cameron event, let's see if we can improve our time like 15, 20 seconds on our 5K.
Sure.
So sometimes you're battling yourself.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So, Cameron, tell me your moment.
It was at the beginning of the year when I realized how good I was at it. I was like, yeah, I'm good at it. So, yeah, that's my best moment, just realizing how good I was.
That aha moment, like, I can do this.
And Cameron and Aiden, they're both in situations where, like a lot of the athletes in high school, they're doing like 3-4 sports. These guys just came from wrestling. And they, Cameron did football, came out of football and was sharing time with cross country until he put more time into it. And these guys are going to be a part of the track team too, and I think we're going to see great stuff.
Sure. Really. So in a world where all these high school athletes are specializing, right? Like, I'm only playing this. And, soccer has all kind of rules. At one point, if you're going to play, you had to make a choice to play school soccer or PDL or PWL, whatever this stuff is, ODB.
Yes, sir.
So how do you guys as a coach in U.S. Grant Athletic Department, how do you encourage these guys? Because I think cross-training, if you will, and playing all of these sports actually add to these guys becoming better athletes. So what is your conversation?
So I think our athletic directors downtown, Eddie Wright, Cindy George, and I think the athletic director, Legesse at the school, they just encourage it so much that we share athletes. In some cases, we don't really have enough athletes at some sports, and I just think of myself as growing up. I tried basketball.
Sure.
I played basketball for a long time. I just wasn't any good at it until I finally figured out. Eventually, what happens? Those seasons run together.
Absolutely.
And what happened with Cameron? He had played football and did his best, and he was doing good. Towards the end of football, though, we started specializing more in the cross country as we realized.
Yep.
His ability and his potential, and if you have a group of coaches that can work together and keep them in this sport but still share in this sport, it works out.
Absolutely.
Yes,
so
sir.
we're getting ready to wrap up. 2 questions really quickly for Aiden and Cameron. So you talked a little bit about your motivation. Do you have any? I want to use this word loosely here, superstitions, right? Is there a routine that you go through before you compete, right? There are these things that you have to do. Is there, mine was milk and cookies, right? And, I felt like I was going to score 30 points in basketball. So tell me what is that routine? What is that thing you have to have that makes you feel comfortable? What is your rabbit's foot?
You go first.
I really don't have one. I just try to get in the right mindset.
Gotcha.
Like, maybe
You listen to some music to get you in the right mindset?
I watch inspirational videos.
Gotcha.
Like, just try to get in the right mindset.
All right, Aiden?
It sounds cheesy, but I actually go to a lot of the places that I used to train at night, like specifically, and then it's like remembering all the training I did before.
No, that's not cheesy at all, man. I mean, whatever one has to do. As we get ready to take off here, tell me, Coach, and I'll start with the student athletes first and then to you. Who are those people that you would like to say thank you for kind of supporting you and investing in you, Aiden and Cameron? I'll start with you guys. Tell me, and you can tell them thank you for what they've done. So who's that support group that you want to say thank you to?
Southeast, my team for Grant, the whole school, and also my coach is there who's at Southeast.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Cameron?
Yeah, same answer. My coaches, both of them, and the school, and
Aiden wanted to mention his girlfriend, but I'm not sure if he wants to do that now. I'm just kidding, Aiden. I'm just kidding. Go ahead, Coach.
There's such a long list. Downtown, Eddie and the Cindy's, my athletic director, Coach Legesse, and Coach Fraol, who coaches with me. By the way, Legesse and Fraol are both former students at Grant.
Sure.
So they've come back to help. Oh, my goodness. Cleats for Kids, Fields and Futures, the Simon Greiner Foundation. There's so many things they brought these kids. They've spent thousands of dollars on training shoes, water jugs with socks in them, shirts. They give our kids shirts for running 50 miles, 75 miles, 100 miles, so many
I'm going to need a check if I run 50 miles.
We're going to get you out there. But just all those things, I mean, just the support we get from all those organizations, this family culture. I thank my athletes. I'm blessed. Coming in, never thought I'd want to do cross country.
Sure.
Got a lot on my plate. I teach math, and they work me to death. The sports is the best part of my day.
Well, I was asking those
sir.
John Marshall
Yes, sir.
athletes who will be up here next. 2 parallel lines, alternate interior angles are congruent. They're like, what?
Yeah,
I don't want no parts of that. Hey, I just want to say thank you to you, Coach Cookson, and to Aiden and Cameron for you guys being on here, and to U.S. Grant. And so we wish you guys all the best. You are listening to the Metro Tech OKCPS Coaches Show here on CBS Sports Radio 105.3 at the Chickasaw Bricktown Ballpark. We'll see you on the other side.
First Security Bank and Trust Company proudly serves our community and believes we have the responsibility to help it prosper. Bank with people you know and trust, right here in our community. First Security Bank and Trust offers customized personal, small business, and commercial financial products and services to meet your specific needs. To discuss your personal or business needs, visit us today at 1541 Northeast 23rd Street, or give us a call at 405-424-4341, or visit our website at www.fsbokc.com. First Security Bank and Trust Company, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
It's faster than a drive-thru, it's easier than making your bed, and it's more satisfying than popping bubble wrap. What is it? It's iPrecheck at BoomerKia.com. iPrecheck at BoomerKia.com gives you transparency without the roadblocks and without the hassle. iPrecheck doesn't cost you anything. It doesn't even hurt your credit. In under a minute, you can get real interest rates, real payments, and your real credit score in real time for every vehicle on BoomerKia.com. Just answer a couple quick questions, and you can be on your way to driving home a brand new Kia, like the 2023 Telluride, the Kia Soul, or even the all-new, fully electric Kia EV6. So, the question is, if you haven't used iPrecheck yet, what are you waiting for? Visit BoomerKia.com right now. Click the iPrecheck banner, answer the quick survey, and get all the answers to your car questions instantly. All this without speaking to anyone, and without the risk of hurting your credit. Then visit Boomer Kia. We're off I-240 in South Walker.
Sasha Killia-Jones, number 2, Oklahoma City Blue.
Sasha Killia-Jones, former McDonald's All-American, played at Kentucky, and now he's a member of the Oklahoma City Blue. What's the strongest part of your game? What do you feel like you do the best?
I think, honestly, the strongest part of my game is my versatility, that I can play multiple roles for you. But in my role that I'm playing right now, my strongest part of my game is my defensive rim protection. I'm trying to block shots at the rim. I'm trying to keep guys out of the paint. So I'm going to be an enforcer, and I'm going to enjoy that. Hi, this is Sasha Killia-Jones, and your home for Oklahoma City Blue basketball is OKC CBS Sports Radio, 105.3 FM, HD1.
I'm always on point, from my hair to my style to my yard. But let's be real, I can't be at my best if my health is slacking. More people have been hospitalized from Omicron than any other variant. So I got an updated COVID vaccine. It protects against the original COVID virus and Omicron. I stay up to date so I can stay on point for the ones I love. Find updated COVID vaccines for everyone 5+ at vaccines.gov. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
IRS. 3 letters that strike fear into everyone, and for a good reason. The IRS is the most powerful collection agency on earth, and being in debt to the IRS can have serious consequences. Oftentimes, it begins with the IRS sending you a collection letter, and then escalates. And before you know it, they're garnishing your paychecks, seizing your bank accounts. Even your home or business could be at risk. But thankfully, there's Optima Tax Relief, America's #1 most trusted tax relief firm. They've resolved over $1 billion in tax debt for their clients. A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau. Their tax professionals have the expertise and experience to help you put your tax debt to rest. Call now and get your free consultation today.
Call 800-919-9077. 800-919-9077. 800-919-9077.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Going out big, staying in snug. Whatever you're up to this holiday season, Ulta Beauty has everything you need to add a little bit of shimmer and a whole lot of shine. Because our kind of holiday is you having your kind of holiday. Shop fan-favorite brands like Fenty, Dyson, and Drunk Elephant. Plus so much more. Now's the time to glow your way. Go ahead and visit your local Ulta Beauty or buy online and pick up in store. Ulta Beauty. The possibilities are beautiful.
Hey Sooner fans, this is James Hale. Join us for CBS pre- and post-game at Pepe Delgado's on Campus Corner in Norman for every Sooner home game this season. That's 2 hours before every kickoff. Get the latest news, storylines, hear the coaches, and predictions with me and PJ Mills. Grab a cold drink and the food you need before kickoff. Then after the game, join us for CBS post-game. The great Thomas Lott will join us at Pepe's for reaction to the game, along with your phone calls, comments, all the while you're eating some great authentic Mexican food that you get at Pepe's. They will have food specials all night long. They're located on Campus Corner, 786 Aston Avenue. It's CBS pre- and post-game for every home Oklahoma Sooner game. With me, James Hale, PJ Mills, and the great Thomas Lott. Be a part of the fun at Pepe's and your home for sports, CBS Sports Radio, 105.3 FM HD1.
And we're back here at the Metro Tech OKCPS Coaches Show. Here on CBS Sports Radio 105.3 at the Chickasaw Bricktown Ballpark, brought to you by Kai's Concepts, Perry Broadcast, and Oklahoma City Dodgers Foundation, Dick's Sporting Goods, Impressions, Printing, and Big O's Barbecue, where you get you a fat butt. We have now with us Douglas High School cross country student athlete Daryen Jefferson, and we have the man, the myth, the legend himself, Coach Harvey Ryan. Coach, you laughing, man. How long have you been at Douglas High School?
I stopped counting at 35.
Oh man, and that was probably 10 years ago, huh?
Yeah.
You don't look more than 35 years old,
Thank
Coach.
you, man. I appreciate it.
Hey, how are you doing, young man? You all right? You nervous?
Yeah,
I see you know you're going to make it today. We're not going to ask you too many hard questions.
Okay, yes.
All right, man. So, Coach, tell me, how long have you been coaching cross country, and just kind of what that program means to Douglas, obviously?
Well, the program itself is an extension of what we have going on at Douglas and all other sports. I've been coaching cross country for just 7 years.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and we've made a lot of accomplishments. We have taken the first boys cross country team to state in the history of the school in 2017. Daryen is the second state qualifier in school history and cross country.
Wow.
So we are working to improve upon that, and with the support of the people who support us, without a doubt, we'll accomplish that.
Well, cool. Daryen, so now you're the second ever in school history, and that is the oldest school here in town in OKCPS, right? So how does that make you feel, man, to have accomplished something of that magnitude right now?
I'm just truly blessed to have that what is it called?
Just opportunity.
Yeah, have that opportunity, yes, sir.
So how did you get into cross country?
It was 5th grade. my teacher, she used to have us run laps, and one day I was just like, what if I just don't stop? So I found that kind of fun, and then.
You're a strange kid, weren't you? No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. But yeah, my mom, she asked me if I wanted to do cross country in 6th grade, and I didn't even know what it was. So I was like, I might as well try it, and ever since then I haven't looked back.
Absolutely. Now, do you participate in any other sport other than cross country?
Yes, sir. I do basketball and track.
So pretty decent basketball team they're going to put out on the court this year as well as last year.
Yes, sir. We're looking to get a ring.
Well, I won't ask you how mean Coach Alexander is right now. We'll just how has it been playing and running for Coach Ryan, man? Obviously, he's well respected in this district and in our state because he's made a significant and incredible contribution to Douglas High School in his time there. How does it feel to have him coaching you every day?
It's great. He pushed me to where I need to be, and he's a great coach, best coach I've had.
So Coach Ryan, tell me now, you've coached track and you coach cross country. What is your approach and what is it that you're trying to teach these young men and women as it relates to cross country?
Basically to recognize who they run for.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, they run for that shield, and to be the best that they can be. And they have very high expectations at Douglas High School.
Sure.
Douglas is different from a lot of schools across the state. And they expect our kids to perform, and we push our kids to be the best student athletes that they can be.
Sure. So Daryen, tell me your best time and your best moment thus far. And what year are you in, actually?
I'm in the class of 2024.
Okay.
And my best 5K time was 17:42.
Mm-hmm.
And my greatest accomplishment this year was making it to state and regionals.
So I asked the two guys earlier from U.S. Grant, what was that experience like? Tell me, man, what was it like when, just first of all, you made it, and then secondly, just what that experience was to run in the state cross country meet?
That experience was fun. It was a lot of great runners there, and just being in that group of people was real fun.
Sure. So Coach, what do you talk about diet-wise? Is that even important? Do you talk to your kids about nutrition? Are you guys in the weight room? What does that look like?
Diet and nutrition is the key, and hydration. I try my best to get my kids to hydrate themselves. Drinking water enhances their performance, and it took a while before I got them to buy into that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But yeah, their diet, their rest, okay? Like now, Daryen is playing basketball, but he's still going out running 7 miles a day. You know what I mean? There are many times during the season he's running 7, 8, 9 miles right after running a meet, and I'm having to tell him, back off, don't work out this day, rest this day, whatever, you know what I mean? But he wants to win so bad. He wants to be successful so bad, and I'm just there to help him and support him.
Sure. So Daryen, as you are a class of 2024, what are you thinking about college-wise, right? Have you thought about, hey, I want to run cross country in college, or I want to play basketball potentially? What are your thoughts?
I really want to go where it's going to give me the best scholarship.
Sure.
And I would love to go to college to run.
Gotcha.
Yes, sir.
So, Coach, in all of this long history of coaching these athletes at Douglas, what is the one thing outside of nutrition and all of that? What is the one thing that you really try to help these athletes to understand? It's about the sport, but it's also about life. What is that? What are those things that you try to tell your athletes?
To believe in themselves, to have faith in themselves, okay? To put God first and then their family, okay? I preach about that all the time, and that's something that has to be done. They to strive to be the best that they can be.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That is a priority.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
So, Daryen, as you're running these miles, 7 miles, 5 miles, 3 miles, kind of tell me what's going through your mind as you run these miles, right? So what is your mindset? So for me to think about running that far, I just want to stop already. Like I don't want to, so but what are you thinking about and what motivates you to keep on running?
What really motivates me is that I just want to work harder than anybody else. I don't like to like see somebody next to me working harder than me. And usually when I'm running, I really don't think about nothing. I kind of blank out.
Sure.
And I just let my feet move.
Absolutely. So Coach, let's talk academics, right? So what is the conversation with your student athletes about that academic standard that's needed, that's necessary to really get them to the next level?
That's very, very important. Daryen is a 4.2 GPA. Okay, now he's an exception, but all of our student athletes are expected to have at least a 2.5 GPA. And that is something that we strive to do. We talk to the kids about it all the time, you know what I mean, about college, about, all those things, you know what I mean, Oklahoma Promise, the whole bit. So that's part of the whole mix, is to be able to develop them for life. You know what I mean? That's priority number one. Some of them may not go to college to run.
Sure.
So therefore, consequently, we want to make the best student athlete to be the best person that they can be and be successful in life, and that requires a lot of hard work.
Yeah, a lot. So Daryen, tell me this one thing. What have you learned, right? So what has cross country taught you about yourself, or a lesson that you've learned that you have applied to your life?
Cross country is all about when it starts to get tough, like that first mile, that you just gotta keep pushing through. It's gonna get hard, it's gonna get rough, but it also showed me that I'm stronger than what I think I am.
Sure. Now, I asked earlier for the other athletes, student athletes, what is your pregame routine? What is that music you're listening to, if at all? What is that thing that you do that listen, you can't move on until you do these things? What does that routine look like?
First of all, I stretch a lot. My friends, they ask me why I stretch so much. I really don't want to put no muscles. That's really it. But I don't listen to no music. I usually just stay in my mind and I like kind of play myself running before I run. So yeah.
So Coach, coaches have to be great motivators. So, unlike football and other sports where you get to stand in front of the team and there's this big old conversation, rah, 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 go win one for the Gipper, right? If you, Newt Rodney. What is it? What is your pregame speech for your student athletes?
In his case, for him, just get out, get position, okay, and let everything else fall in place. You know
Absolutely.
what I mean? We talk about his goals, okay, what he wants to do. We talk about the goals for the whole team, you know what I mean? And he knows what his role is. The other team members know what their role is to come in the top 25, okay? We have to have that to score low. So that's kind of basically it, you know.
So when you talk about track, right, I ran the 400, right, and so you got all of these theories about sprint the curve, stride the straight,
Yes.
but at the end of the day, it's just you just got to run, right? So in cross country, you got all of these miles. So what is the approach, right? So if you got 100 and some odd athletes on the line, what is the strategy, right? You gotta get out here early. Kind of talk me through, Coach, what that looks like.
Get out, get position, okay? Don't necessarily take the lead, but be in striking distance. Get that first mile in about somewhere between 5:03, 5:10. You know what I mean? And then just settle in. Whatever is behind you, make sure they don't come back up on you. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And keep the front few runners right in your sight. Okay. And the last 600 yards, bring it home.
Absolutely. So Daryen, tell me this: how is it being? I've walked around Douglas. I went to John Marshall. But I know the history, I know the camaraderie that exists at Douglas High School. Man, to be a state qualifier, to be exceptional in what you do, how do your peers view you as you walk down those hallways at Douglas High School?
They just view me as another regular person. I don't tend to gloat or anything, or about my accomplishments or nothing. I just I do my work and I have fun with my friends.
Sure. So, Coach, tell me, what does that support look like at Douglas, obviously, for the things that the athletic department is doing? You as a cross-country and track coach, What does that look like?
It looks great. I mean, the athletic directors, Eddie and all of the whole group, they're there to support in every way. We have Fields and Futures, they're supporting in every way. Our principal, Kevin Jones, supports the whole program and what we do. And whatever we need, they've got it. Whatever we want, they give it. Whatever it needs for us to be successful. So that's not lacking in terms of support.
So you mentioned some of the facilities and some of the partners of OKCPS, like Fields and Future and Cleats for Kids and Simon Griner and all of that. Coach, talk a little bit about how much of that has been a benefit and just a benefit and a blessing for your team.
They've given us everything that we need. You know what I mean? From water to snacks, to shoes, top-line shoes, whatever we need, we get it. They afford myself, the opportunity to go to clinics, top-notch clinics, basically for free to sharpen my pencil with my craft.
Sure.
They've never turned me down on anything that we need, They've come out and watched practice, they've done everything for us.
Sure. How does that make you feel as it relates to, having those shoes and having those things to be able to perform at a high level? How does that make you feel as a student athlete?
It makes me feel good. I'm just truly blessed to have people in my life that actually helps with cross country, because it's not one of the high end sports that usually get all the looks.
Sure.
But he came in and he gave us the opportunity to get shoes and all that.
And I think too, with Simon Griner being able to take you guys or help you get to certain track meets or cross country meets, you're able to get more exposure, and where college coaches and other people get a chance to see you. And so that now gives you an opportunity to increase or enhance your ability to go to college the next level. So those are pretty cool. And so with that being said, I'll start with you. Who out there would you like to thank for all the support they've given you, whether that's your parents, your coaches, people at school, but just help you be successful in what you're doing? You can tell them thank you right now.
I want to say, first off, thank you to God. He's the one who brought me here, first of all. Then I want to say thank you to Coach Ryan and my parents. They've supported me every step of the way. And the school, they actually they're putting my achievements out there, and I'm really thankful for that.
Now, Coach, when it comes to recruiting, I know football and all these other people have a huddle. Is there a tool out there that these cross-country people, student athletes, can put their quote-unquote highlights or their stats out there so people can get a chance to see? And then I'll let you say thank you to those people that you would like to say that to.
In terms of cross-country, no, there's not. It's hard to film in a meet the whole course, you know what I mean?
Sure.
The track, you can stand in the stand and you can get all of that.
Sure.
You know what I'm talking about? But getting his name out is that's relatively easy from the standpoint of just basically word of mouth. Other coaches talk to other coaches. Simon Griner, I mean, they've already talked to, college coaches. They want him to go to big-time meets this next year.
Hey, cool.
That costs a little bit of money.
Yeah.
But we're going to do what we can to get him to those big-time meets.
And anyone who's listening, they can contribute and donate and call the school and help us to get him to where he needs to go.
That's how he gets noticed. He's already noticed. A lot of schools can't talk to him now, but they've come by me and told me we're interested in him.
Absolutely.
Okay?
Absolutely.
So you know how that works.
Absolutely.
Him being just a junior right now. But, yeah, he's there.
Cool beans.
He's representing Douglas in the right way.
Well, tell us who you want to say thank you to before we wrap up this segment.
I want to thank everyone. I want to thank Terry Long. Thank you, the athletic director we have, and we all. Eddie, thank you so much. Okay, everybody, Cleats for Kids, for the support you've given us for our continued success. Okay?
Well,
thank you.
Listen, we have had Coach Harvey Ryan and Daryen Jefferson here, the state qualifier from Douglas High School. Excited. You're listening to the Metro Tech OKCPS Coaches Show here on CBS Sports Radio. 105.3 here at the Chickasaw Bricktown Ballpark. We'll be back on the other side. Daryen's friend is here too.
James here with Boomer Kia. Heard this before? Location, location, location. There's one location for the best deals on a brand new Kia. Boomer Kia. Go to boomerkia.com, click the iPreCheck banner, and get pre-approved instantly. All without hurting your credit. Then get to Boomer Kia off I-240 in South OKC.
No act of kindness is too small, and to some, it means everything. It's in your power to prove life is truly a gift and not a possession to hide away. You have the opportunity to comfort the neighbors around us who deserve happier, healthier lives. At the United Way of Central Oklahoma, our partner agencies help thousands of children, adults, and families journey through grief, poverty, and so many struggles. So consider giving today at unitedwayokc.org.
Hey Sooner fans, this is James Hale. Join us for CBS pre and post game at Pepe Delgado's on Campus Corner in Norman for every Sooner home game this season. That's 2 hours before every kickoff. Get the latest news, storylines, hear the coaches, and predictions with me and PJ Mills. Grab a cold drink and the food you need before kickoff. Then after the game, join us for CBS post game. The great Thomas Lott will join us at Pepe's for reaction to the game, along with your phone calls, comments, all the while you're eating some great, authentic Mexican food that you get at Pepe's. They will have food specials all night long. They're located on Campus Corner, 786 Asp Avenue. It's CBS pre and post game for every home Oklahoma Sooner game. With me, James Hale, PJ Mills, and the great Thomas Lott. Be a part of the fun at Pepe's and your home for sports, CBS Sports Radio, 105.3 FM HD1.
Hello, this is Vicki Behenna, asking for your vote for Oklahoma County District Attorney. I've been a prosecutor, and I was on the team that brought Timothy McVeigh to justice. I've been a defense lawyer, fighting to get the wrongfully convicted people out of jail. I'm a mom who had a son go through the criminal legal system. I'm Vicki Behenna, and nobody has this 360-degree view of the criminal justice system like I have. I'm humbly asking for your vote this Tuesday, November 8th. Thank you. Paid for by Friends of Vicki Behenna for DA. Please vote Tuesday.
Going out big, staying in snug, whatever you're up to this holiday season, Ulta Beauty has everything you need to add a little bit of shimmer and a whole lot of shine. Because our kind of holiday is you having your kind of holiday. Shop fan favorite brands like Fenty, Dyson, and Drunk Elephant. Plus so much more. Now's the time to glow your way. Go ahead and visit your local Ulta Beauty or buy online and pick up in store. Ulta Beauty, the possibilities are beautiful.
Did you know that feeling sluggish or weighed down could be signs that your digestive system isn't working at its best? But taking Metamucil every day can help. Metamucil supports your daily digestive health using a special plant-based fiber called psyllium. Psyllium works by forming a gel in your digestive system to trap and remove the waste that weighs you down. Metamucil's gelling action also helps to promote heart health and slows down sugar absorption to promote healthy blood sugar levels. Start feeling lighter and more energetic by taking Metamucil every day.
And we are back here at the OKCPS Coaches Show. The Metro Tech OKCPS Coaches Show here on CBS Sports Radio 105.3 here at the Chickasaw Bricktown Ballpark, which is really cool. It's a little dark outside, but it's a great place. Brought to you by Kai's Concepts, Perry Public Broadcasting, Oklahoma City Dodgers Foundation, Dick's Sporting Goods, Impressions Printing, and Big O's Barbecue. Now, we are joined by the best middle school in the whole wide world, John Marshall Middle School, the ACAC champions. We are here with student athletes Andre Blake and Andrew Powell and their head coach, Andre Caldwell. So, guys, thank you so much for being here on tonight. You guys good?
Yeah.
You excited? You on the radio? You tell your girlfriends you're on the radio tonight? Listen to you? All right. So, Coach, tell me, Coach, how long you've been at John Marshall, and kind of tell me your route, how you got to John Marshall and all of those accomplishments prior to getting there that we talked about off air.
Well, started out at Northeast, and then when the Pathway to Greatness came, we didn't know if they would have a football program because it was turned into class in SAS.
Sure.
Cody Stowe called me at Taft afterwards, so I went to Taft, won a championship with Taft.
Mm-hmm.
Kim Mitchell was my AD. I learned a lot from her. After that, COVID hit.
Sure.
So they canceled middle school sports. Cindy Nordock then said they'll go help any program, so I went to class in SAS high school.
Mm-hmm.
After that, middle school came back, so I just went on and helped the middle school. We won that championship last year. And then Coleman and Eddie Wright called and said, would you be interested in coming home to the Bears? And that's where I always wanted to be. So
Absolutely.
No
There's
brainer.
no place like home. So, Andre and Andrew, tell me, man, what was it like playing in the championship game? You guys kind of, tell me what that was for you.
It was dope. Like, running the ball, got all the spotlight on you. It felt great.
Absolutely.
Especially winning, too.
Gotcha.
It felt good. 'Cause a whole bunch of people around you and you doing what you actually like to do. So it just felt good.
So tell me your best moment. Tell me your best moment. And it doesn't necessarily have to be in the championship, but tell me what your best personal moment was this year in football. Start with you first.
It was in a championship game. I was running a route, and I caught it and took it to the house. All you hear is the crowd just going wild. Yeah.
It's inspirational.
Yep.
Tell me your favorite moment.
In the championship, I had caught a pick 6.
You're getting down for real, huh? So, Coach, tell me what it was like coaching this team, right? Obviously, you've coached some other championship teams, but now at John Marshall, your alma mater, tell me what that was like for you and how that progressed, right? Because, yes, you probably thought you had a potential, but what did that look like throughout the season?
Well, first, when you get to a team, you want to see what's missing. I knew John Marshall always had talent.
Mm-hmm.
They always came up a little short, so I wanted to find why they were coming up short and try to fix that a little. Some of it was discipline. I heard about grade issues. We didn't struggle with that this year. And, yeah, more of discipline and bringing a bond together.
Sure. So guys, we talked about your greatest experience, but tell me what the locker room was like before the games, right? Like, so what was happening in that locker room? I know as a former athlete myself, right, football locker rooms sometimes they could be loose, right? Sometimes coaches, kind of want it quiet, but tell me what that was like in you guys' locker room. What'd that feel like?
It was insane. It was rough. There's a lot of jokes going around, and, when we all get dressed and stuff, we just be hanging out and, learning more, I guess.
Gotcha.
Well, yeah, it was fun because, you actually enjoying time with your friends.
Mm-hmm.
And, yeah, it was a whole bunch of jokes going on.
Well, probably can't share all of those jokes on the radio, but it sounds like fun. So, Coach, tell me about these two athletes, man. Tell me what they brought to your team this year.
Andre Blake is our running back. He's very explosive. A lot of people misjudge him by his frame. He gets 5 yards, he's gone. Nobody can catch him. He's real fast. Andrew's more of our offensive leader, as to where Blake is my defensive leader, which is why they're both here. They're my captains on both sides. Andrew runs my offense. If you'll see him do a little huddle. We run a no-huddle offense. If guys are on the right page, he brings them in a quick huddle. I don't like it, but as long as everybody run the play right, it works for us. So I lean a lot on both of them.
Gotcha. So tell me, where do you find your coaching influences? Who are they? And, who are you watching? Who are you studying? Who are those coaches that have poured into you as you have poured into these young men?
Well, in the district-wise, because I started coaching high school first.
Okay.
So I got Michael Branch. He was at Southeast for a long time. Don Willis. He was at Centennial.
Absolutely.
Played a playoff run with Don Willis, and he won some championships.
So you were at Centennial?
Yes.
There was a boy on that team, quarterback, Kalen McDaniel.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, him, and then we had Stephen Perry was a running back there.
Yep.
And Luis Perez had a lot of good players on that team. Patrick Jones. His father coached at Northeast for a long, long time.
Absolutely.
So those are my younger 20s.
Okay.
Those are the ones that kind of let me get out there and figure it out.
So you guys, I asked, were you who's playing NFL football game tonight? Neither one of you could tell me. That's okay. I think it's the Saints are playing someone tonight. I'm not sure who the other team is. But who are you watching in college that you would like to emulate your game after?
I don't really watch a lot of college, but I do watch NFL.
Who do you like?
Saquon Barkley. Yeah.
He decent.
Yeah. But yeah, he's just elusive. That's why I watch him.
No, he's very powerful and strong.
In the NFL, I like to watch Jalen Ramsey because he's one of the best corners in the NFL right now.
Gotcha. So, Coach, tell me what practice looks like. Right? Is it, I think football coaches they wake up with a bad attitude, like practice. I'm just going to yell at everybody today. But tell me what practice looks like for you.
Well, first I have the best assistants a coach can have. I have 3 volunteers, Chris Hardwick.
Chris Hardwick.
Yes.
His older brother named Jonathan.
And then he calls the defense. He's my quarterback coach, safeties coach. Then I have Marcus Shipp from Douglas.
Oh, I know Mr.
Douglas.
Shipp.
He's a Douglas alumni. Then I have Tristan Johnson, who's also John Marshall. That's with me and Keyshawn Shell. So we have 4 Bears and 1 Trojan, and we're probably the only staff that's all Oklahoma City Public School graduates.
That's so cool, man. Well, listen, I know they're giving me the wrap-up sign here in a minute, but I'll start with these student-athletes first and then come to you last, Coach. Who out there would you guys like to say thank you to for all the support they've given you for your success this football season?
My mom and my dad. They've been supporting since day one.
Absolutely. Thanks, Mom and Dad.
My family, friends, my running back.
Cool. Coach, who would you like to say thank you to, man, for all their support?
I would just say Cindy. I can call her anytime I need something. Eddie Wright, Abraham Coleman, my principal, Mr. Gardner, Mr. Johnson. I asked him to send robocalls this summer. Hey, get on rank 1, get physicals done. So I asked for a lot, and they know I'm going to ask until you tell me no.
Absolutely.
So I want to thank all those, my administrator, coaches, and players.
Well, listen, let me say congratulations to the Baby Bears for your success. And thank you, Coach, for what you do, man. And I know somewhat of what it feels like to go back home and to contribute at a place where you started. So I'm really excited for you guys. So, listen, thank you for listening to the Metro Tech OKCPS Coaches Show here tonight on CBS Sports Radio 105.3 at the Chickasaw Bricktown Ballpark. Brought to you by Kai's Concepts, Perry Broadcast, and Oklahoma City Dodgers Foundation, Dick's Sporting Goods, Impressions Printing, and Big O's Barbecue. We'll see you next Monday. Have a great night, everyone.